So we'll just start seated here this morning. So just get yourself into a comfortable space. Let the hands rest over the knees. And just for a moment here, take a long, full, deep breath in, lifting shoulders all the way up into the ears. And as you exhale, sigh it out, soften the shoulders all the way down away from the ears. Take a long, full, deep breath in, shoulders squeezing up into the ears. And the exhale, sigh it out, let it go, shoulders sink down the spine. Take a full, deep breath in. A long exhale out. And close the eyes here for a minute and just begin to check in on how everything feels this morning. How do your feet feel, your ankles, your legs, your hips, your spine, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists? How does your head and neck feel? Just scanning the body, checking in on any areas where you're maybe holding on to tension, tightness, ongoing injuries, and modifying and adapting your practice to suit your body, to make your body feel good this morning. And just sit with those sensations, those feelings, that awareness in your body, and begin to sit a little bit taller, gently pulling into your center, feeling the strength here in your body. And as you begin to take your next inhale, opening the arms wide, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Keeping the sides of the body long, the rib cage lifted. Exhale, bring the palms of the hands all the way down into your center. Take a long, full inhale, arms reaching up overhead. Exhale, bringing the palms of the hands all the way into center. Taking the inhale, wide up. Exhale into a side stretch over to the right. Taking it all the way back to center, wide arms, to a side stretch over to the left. Open up into wide arms through center, side stretch over to the right. Maybe you bend into the bottom elbow to add more depth. Come all the way back through center, wide arms, take it to the left. Again, you might bend into that bottom arm to give you more depth in your side stretch. Bringing it all the way up through center, side stretching through the right. And then take the left hand as far out forward of your right knee as you can go. And then lift the left arm all the way overhead, opening up the chest. As if you're trying to spin the right shoulder up to the ceiling. And then reach the left fingertips as far out forward of the right knee as you can. And then opening up the chest. Reaching that left arm forward. See if you can place the palm flat down on the floor, then reach the right hand in the same line as the left, folding over your right knee. As you fold, push the left hip back towards the ground, so you really can feel some stretching around your waist into the sides of the body. And then slowly bring it all the way up through center, shoulders center. Let the head and neck have a little bit of a roll here from side to side. Chin into the chest, chin up to the sky. A few nods here. And then taking the inhale, opening up the arms wide, reach all the way up overhead. Exhaling the palms of the hands together through center. Inhale, taking the arms nice and wide. Exhale, side stretch over to the left. Take it back to center, wide arms. Take a side stretch over to the right. Taking wide arms, come through center, side stretch over to the left. And then this time, reaching your right hand as far out forward of the left knee as you can go. And then with your next breath, opening up the chest, sweep the right arm over your right ear. And then reach the right hand as far out forward of your left knee as you can go. Opening up the chest here. And then taking that right hand as far forward of the left knee as you can go. See if you can plant the hand flat on the floor. And then reach the left hand in the same line as the right. Chest is forward, pressing the right hip back. You can wiggle the ears between the arms maybe. Just feeling the sensation around your right waist and hip. And then slowly bringing it all the way up through center. Let the head just gently rock from side to side, ears to shoulders. And then bringing the chin to the chest, tilt and lift. Bringing the head through center, long inhale, arms wide, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, bringing the palms of the hands all the way into your center. Then reach the hands out front and lift into your tabletop. Spreading the fingers nice and wide here on the mat and tabletop. Just begin to take a little bit of movement here. Rock around the wrists. Changing up the direction of your circle. And then turning the palm of the right hand around so the fingertips point to the knees. And just find a little bit of rocking forward and backward movement. It's working into the right wrist. Turning that right hand around and then spin the left fingertips around to face the left knee. And then take that rocking motion forwards and backwards as much as your wrists will allow. Turning the left hand all the way back around to face the center. Beginning to take an inhale, dip the belly, lift the head and the hips. Find a cat-cow here. Exhale, round it out through the spine, curling the chin all the way into the chest. Inhale through cow. Exhale out to cat. Inhaling through cow. Exhaling through cat. From cat, lift the knees all the way into your downward facing dogs. And then just here, find your movement in the legs. Bend in the knees, sway the hips. Allow the head to relax. You might even find you want your feet wider than normal, especially if you're pretty tight along the back of the body. And as you begin to take your next inhale, rising high on the toes. Exhale, sink the heels all the way back down to the ground. Inhale, rise high on the toes. Exhale, sink the heels towards the ground. Inhale, rising high on the toes. Exhale, sink the heels towards the ground. From here, beginning to take a twist of the feet, so the heels to the right, the toes towards the left. And just allow the hips to hang nice and heavy here. Bring the twist all the way back to center. Inhale, rise on the tiptoes, nice and high. Exhale, and the heels sink towards the floor. Inhale, rise high on toes. Exhale, and the heels towards the floor. From here, take a twist through the feet, heels to the left, toes towards the right. Let the hips be nice and heavy here as they sink over to the left. And then bringing the twist all the way back around through center. Taking the inhale and step the right foot just to the outside of the right hand. And begin to lift the right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Find in your high lunge twist. Take in a breath. Exhale to land the right hand all the way down onto the floor. And step the right foot back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale as you step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then reach and twist the left arm up to the ceiling. Holding it here, leaning the head slightly back, lift the chin up out from the chest. And land the left hand all the way down onto the floor. And step the left foot back to meet the right. And as you take your next inhale, scoop the right leg high. On the exhale, bend the right knee and begin to see if you can twist through the waist into scorpion tail. Open up the front of the right hip. Squeezing the heel towards your bum. Twist as deeply as you can, as is comfortable. You can even take it down onto the left knee to modify if you need to. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, step the right foot outside of the right hand. And take a twist of the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Leaning the head and shoulders back. Feel the pull of the ribcage up away from the hips. And then land in the right hand all the way down onto the floor. Step the right foot back to dog. Inhale and left leg lifts. Bend into the left knee and twist, scorpion tail. Open up through your left hip. Knee lifts as high as you can take it. Heel squeezes in towards your right shoulder. Take a breath here. Exhale, step the left foot outside of the left hand. And then beginning to lift and twist the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Holding it here, take a breath. Exhale, landing the left hand on the floor. Step all the way back into your downward facing dog. And as you inhale, rise high on the toes. Exhaling the knees to the floor and tabletop. Walk the hands as far out front as you can. And then lower the heart towards the floor in your puppy dogs. Keeping the hands forward, you might want to take those arms out a little bit wider. You might need a slight bend in the elbows. Just work into your shoulders. You might even like a few little pulses up and down away from the ground here in your puppy dog stretch. Working through the upper back. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Keeping the elbows and hands on the floor, bring the shoulders forward. Step the right foot back, the left foot back into a forearm plank. Holding it here, finding the strength into your center. Take a long full breath in. A long exhale out. And then land the hips and belly all the way down onto the floor. And as you land the belly on the floor, take the right hand out to the right. Take a bend in the left knee. And then come into scorpion tail here, flipping those left toes over towards the right. Bring it all the way back through center. Switch up the arms, bring the right hand in, the left hand up. Bend into the right knee. And then flip into scorpion tail. Right toes reaching over towards that left hand. Bring it all the way back through center. Take the hands off the mat. See if you can lift and point the elbows up to the ceiling, working into the spine here. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale into lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift and hold. Exhale, land all the way back down to the ground. Bring the hands along by the ribs, tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the thighs, squeeze the elbows in nice and tight. Take a breath in. Exhale, push the ground away, come all the way up into a plank. From plank to downward facing dog. And as you inhale, bring the gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump the feet all the way up to the hands. Lifting up halfway. Exhale into your forward fold. Allow the hands, the head to hang here for a moment. Sway the hips, bend the knees. Just rock it from side to side. And keeping the head and hands nice and heavy, slowly begin to roll all the way up to stand. And as you roll up to stand, take an inhale, both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, bringing the palms of the hands together through center. Inhale, wide arms lift and reach high. Exhale, bring the elbows into cactus, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then tip the hips forward, the heart up to the ceiling. Bring the shoulders through center, clasp the hands behind the back. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold forward. Hips move back. Bend the knees so you can bring the belly over the thighs. And see if you can just relax the head here down towards the ground. Wiggle into the shoulders, free up some space. And as you take your next inhale, releasing the hands, sweep both arms all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, cactus and through the arms. Squeeze the shoulders, tip the hips forward, the heart up to the sky, stand and back bend. And then bring the hips and shoulders center, clasp the hands behind the back. Knuckles press to the ground, take a breath in. Exhale, shift the hips back, bend the knees as you fold forward. Let the head relax down towards the ground. Wiggle into the shoulders. And as you take your next inhale, lift and sweep both arms all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold them forward over the legs. Plant the hands, step all the way back into your plank. A high plank or a low plank. Take a breath. Exhale, lower all the way down through Chaturanga to find your back bend, to downward facing dog. And on the inhale, lift the right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend into the right knee, scorpion tail, twist through the hips and waist. Take in a breath. As you exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Land the left knee on the floor. Taking the inhale, both arms reach and lift up overhead. Exhale, cactus in the arms, squeeze the shoulders. Optional, tip the heart towards the ceiling into a back bend. And then from here, hips and shoulders in line with each other. Clasp the hands behind the back. Press the knuckles towards the floor. Turn up onto the right heel. And then fold forward. A little bit of a balance here in your half splits. Lifting those knuckles all the way up out behind you. And on your next inhale, lift and sweep both arms all the way up to the ceiling. Bend the right knee, low lunge. Exhale, keeping the arms long. See if you can reach the hands all the way out back behind you. Take a breath. Exhale, both hands come down. Frame the right foot into half splits. Bringing the right foot all the way back through center. Step it into your plank. A high plank or a low plank. Take a breath, hold it here. Nice and strong and plank. Exhale, lower down, moving through your vinyasa. Through your chaturangas, into your back bends, to your downward facing dogs. And on the next inhale, the left leg lifts high. Exhale, bend into the left knee, twist through the waist, scorpion tail. Amazing, everyone. From scorpion tail, step the left foot into a low lunge. Land on the right knee on the floor. Lift and both arms up to the ceiling. Take a breath here. Exhale, bend the elbows into cactus. Optional heart lift. Hips and shoulders to center. Clasp the hands behind the back. Press the fists towards the floor. Heel on the mat, toes point up. Take a breath. Exhale, fold and forward. Finding some balance here in your half split forward fold. And as you take your next inhale, lift and sweep both arms to the ceiling, bend the left knee. Exhale, reaching the arms all the way out behind you into your low lunge back bend. And then bring both hands down by the left foot. Inhale, half splits. From half splits, bend the left knee and step it all the way back into plank. Your plank. Take a breath. Exhale, lowering down to the ground in chaturanga. Into your up dogs or cobras. To downward facing dog. And pedal it out here in the legs and downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers wide, lift up the hips, pull into your waist, into your center. Take a long full inhale. See if you can push the ground away a little bit more. Exhale, sign out the breath, squeeze and pull into center. Full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, step or jump the feet all the way up to the hands. Lifting up halfway. Exhale to your fold. Inhale, wide arms rise all the way up to standing high mountain. Exhale in the palms of the hands together through center. Inhale, arms will reach up high. Exhale, fold. Inhale and halfway. Exhale to plant the hands, step back, plank. From plank, lower all the way down onto the ground. As you lower onto the ground, reach the hands out behind you. And then lift the shoulders up away from the mat. And then clasp the hands behind you. From here, you're going to push your fists towards the heels of the feet. And then see if you can lift the arms up away from the back. Take an inhale here, lift the chest. And then exhale, float the legs up off the floor. Think about pushing the toes to the wall behind you and the fists follow in the same direction. So the back of your body is strong, lifting and pulling you up away from the ground. Take an inhale, see if you can find a little bit more height. And exhale, release. Give the hip bones a shake, a rock. Bringing the hands along by the ribs. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and thighs, pull those arms in nice and close to the body. Take a breath in. Exhale, push all the way up into plank. Downward facing dog. Take an inhale, rise all the way onto the toes. Exhale, sink the heels low to the ground. Inhale, rise onto the toes. Exhale, sink the heels to the ground. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend into the right knee, twist through the waist, scorpion tail. Opening up through the right hip, see if you can get a little bit more sensation here. Take a breath. And then exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Rising all the way up into high crescent lunge. Take a breath in high crescent. Exhale, bend the elbows to cactus. And then maybe you're adding in the lift of the heart. The hips and shoulders center, clasp the hands behind the back. Pressing the fists towards the floor. Begin to straighten through the right leg. Take a breath. And exhale, fold forward. Lifting those knuckles all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, see if you can take both arms all the way up behind you. Find a back bend. And then land both hands on the floor. Coming into pyramid pose, straightening out through the right leg. Take a deep breath here. Long exhale. From your pyramid, walk the hands left, the feet left, so you're in a wide-legged straddle. And reach both hands over to the left foot. And see if you can just pull your ribs over towards your left thigh. From here, if you've got movement through the shoulders, take the left arm up to the ceiling. Take a breath. Exhale, come all the way back through center, frame the right foot, step into plank. From plank, move through your vinyasa. Even if your vinyasa begins to turn into a round of cat-cow. And as you arrive in your downward facing dog, take an inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the left knee, twist through the waist, scorpion tail. Opening up through the left hip. Take a full deep breath in here. Stay for the exhale. And then step in the left foot between the hands. Rise all the way up, high crescent lunge. Take a breath. Exhale, bend the elbows through cactus. Shoulders allowing, back allowing. Take a back bend, lift the heart. And then from here, clasp the hands together behind the back. Pressing the fists towards the floor, straighten out through the left leg. And then fold them forward over the legs. Lifting the knuckles up towards the ceiling. A little bit of a balance challenge. Take an inhale, bend the left knee, lift and sweep both arms up to the ceiling, high lunge. Exhale, reach those fingertips all the way out towards the back of the mat. From here, landing the hands on the floor, coming into your pyramid pose, straighten out through the left leg. Take in a breath, feel into your hamstrings, stretch. And then begin to walk both hands over to the right. Come into your wide-legged straddle. And then reach both hands to the right leg. Bend into the elbows to pull your belly nice and close to your right leg. And then shoulders allow and lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a breath. Exhale, both hands left, step into plank. And move through your vinyasa. All the way into your downward facing dogs. And taking a few long, full deep breaths here in downward facing dog. As you inhale, lifting the hips and shoulders a little higher. Exhale, sinking the heels low towards the ground. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. As you inhale, bring the gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump the feet to the hands. Lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale on wide arms, rising all the way up to standing high mountain. Exhale in the palms of the hands together, center. Take an inhale, arms will reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, take it through a vinyasa. Maybe you want to just take a pause and take it straight into downward facing dog. Arriving in your downward facing dog, finding the movement that works and suits your body. Take an inhale, the right leg lifts high. Exhale, bend the right knee, scorpion tail. Twisting through the waist. From scorpion tail, bring the right knee through center. And then step the right foot over to the left in your fallen triangle. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. If fallen triangle doesn't work for you, just take the right knee on the floor and come into modified side plank. From here, beginning to lift that right leg straight up towards the ceiling in a one-legged dog. And then step the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee on the floor. Take an inhale, lift both arms all the way up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, begin to reach the hands behind you, sink the hips forward, and see if your fingertips can hit the mat underneath you. Take in a breath. A long exhale. From here, lifting both arms up to the ceiling, take it into a high lunge. From your high lunge, bend the elbows, clasp the hands. Bring the left heel onto the floor. Take a breath in. And exhale, fold forward, humble warriors. Left foot on the floor for a little bit of stability here as you fold forward, lifting those knuckles all the way up to the ceiling. And take a breath in. Take a breath out. Landing the hands on the floor, step back plank. And take it all the way through your vinyasa. Take a full deep breath here as you arrive in your down dog. Long exhale out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the left knee, twist through the waist, scorpion tail. From your scorpion tail, bring the knee towards the center of the mat and then step the left foot right. Fallen triangle as you lift your right arm. Again, you can modify with the left knee on the floor if you need to. Take in a breath. Exhale, one-legged dog, left leg shoots to the sky. And then step the left foot between the hands. Lower the right knee on the floor, low lunge. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, arms reach back. Shift the weight of the hips forward and then see if you can reach those fingertips down towards the ground. Take in a breath. A long exhale. Inhale, lifting both arms to the sky, the right knee to the sky, high lunge. And then clasp the hands together behind the back. Land the right heel on the floor. Take a breath, lift the heart. Exhale, folding forward through humble warriors. Right foot flat on the floor, stretching into that right leg. Left knee bends, lower into the left hip. Take a breath here. Exhale, land the hands on the floor, step into your plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Find your back bend. And then press all the way into child's pose. Taking a moment here in child's pose. Long full inhale and exhale. Stretching out along the spine. And from your child's pose, come and sit all the way up onto the heels of the feet. Keeping the eyes closed for a moment longer if you can. And as you inhale, opening up the arms, lift those hands all the way overhead. Exhale, bring the palms of the hands all the way into center and bow the forehead over the thumbs. Thanking yourself this morning for showing up. Thanking you all for your practice today. Namaste. Amazing.